Ninjakees.
Yo ninjas, welcome back to the show. NINJABOX is still doing, and what did you guys eat today? Yes, so today's the second episode of Thorsday at Ninjakees. This is a show where I do a sort of podcast kind of thing, where I talk about stuff, about things related to manga stuff, but also about other topics that can still be related to manga kind of things. So that's mostly this kind of thing, and this is really raw. You know, just a talk where we can talk about whatever, and you guys can comment in the comment sections below, where I can then later respond in the next episode. So in this episode, I am gonna respond to the comments on YouTube at the previous episode of Thorsday at Ninjakees, and today we also have a special guest. But before anything yet, I'm gonna first respond to the previous comments, and then we're gonna introduce the special guest. You might already know it in the thumbnail or the title. But yeah. Alrighty then. So last week we got a comment from Daantje. So her question was, question for next week. Who inspired you to draw manga? And when did you start practicing? So this is a really good question, and also something I can talk for hours about. But for now I'm gonna keep it a bit short. So who inspired me? Well, what mostly inspired me to draw manga is Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball, and next to it also many other mangas like One Piece. Those two are my top two favorite manga artists, mangaka from Japan. Well, next to that also a lot of other things inspire me, also things in life, for example, and the anime Samurai Champloo. Yeah, a lot of things inspire me. Maybe make another video about that later, about this whole thing. And when I started drawing was basically since I was like, when I could hold a pencil or something, when I was like 4. But since around, I think 2006-ish, 7, I started drawing more manga-ish stuff. Because I went to school for art or drawing, multimedia designer. So then I went sort of more serious in this kind of thing. Because at some point in life you have to make a decision what you want to do with it. Yeah, it's about since then when it started more sort of seriously, like. But you still need to have fun with it. So yeah, that's for now my answer. Next to that, Daantje also said like the new show ID. Thank you very much, Daantje. With this name you can go different ways too. Have guests or do stuff other than drawing. Play a game or cook something. Well, for now, I want to keep this drawing focused, manga kind of focused, so I don't lose track with other stuff too much, but I'm still open later for different experiments with different videos. So it's not that I won't want to do it, or don't want to do it, because this channel is still manga focused, or, but I'm still open for later for, yeah, other kinds of things. But we'll have to see about that for later, and yeah, for now I want to keep it open. And next to that, we have the last comment of last week for Thorsday at Ninjakees episode 1 from Fadewatcher. He said, "What is this? A new show? I hope I could be a guest. Don't know if I could talk for an hour raw. Respect to you, Ninja." Thank you very much, Fade. Well, I think your hopes are not forgotten, because today,
well,
we have a special guest.
I'm already here, fading in.
Yo, Fade, welcome to the show.
Yes,
NINJABOX, traditionally this time.
Traditionally. Well, good morning, midday, evening. Fading in here, this is Fadewatcher. And then today I'm joining my buddy Ninjakees on this very first, I think, guest appearance.
Yes, you're the first guest in this kind of Thorsday at Ninjakees. So Fate is the first guest right now. So yeah, man. I know everything is a bit cheap as right now.
It's fine, man. It's fine. I really like this setup, man. It works.
Sometimes you just have to do with what you have right now.
Improvise.
And
overcome.
Yeah, you can evolve later.
Yeah, of course.
So I also got here a nice white coffee.
Yes, I got some traditionally.
Yes,
just
cheers.
Water. Kampai. Just some water for the water boys.
So yeah, Fate. How did you fade in here?
Well, I can't really talk about it because, it's some kind of special ability. And I only did it once in my video. If you actually can remember that video.
That's cool.
It was from a Mewtwo video. Just a while back at the park. I was like, should I do it? Should I show it to the world for this once? And yeah, I guess I did it. So if you want to watch that, go back in time.
Yes, Ninja's Fate has also his own YouTube channel, and yeah, maybe you can give a brief introduction of what your channel or what your stuff is about.
Yes, of course. Now at this moment, I am actually going for that vlogging style, and mainly my channel is about Pokemon Go, teaching new trainers how to play, tactics, Pokemon that you'll be using, attackers, defenders, all sort of things. And of course, somewhat experienced videos. So I'll have more like travel videos coming up. But my main goal is to combine Pokemon Go itself, to teach it strategies wise to people, but also entertain people with the videos. To really bring it in a somewhat cinematic version of a normal vlog. So I'm really inspired by, Trainer Tips Nick, of course you know him, yes. Reversal, all the big guys, and one of my friends, Tonton Train, he also makes good videos. And then at the other side, not really Pokemon Go related, I'm really inspired by, of course, our guy Casey Neistat. Everybody knows that guy. And yes, Peter McKinnon. And you,
Peter.
Sometimes you call me like Fade McKinnon. Yeah, I just inspire those cinematic shots. I really like it.
Yeah, man.
As soon as I see them, it's like, oh, I got it. 24 frames, 1/50th of a second frame buffer. Yes, good stuff, man. And as you know, I just got a new camera. I can finally film that buttery smooth 120 frames per second. I just really enjoy that stuff. I really do. So yeah, that's enough. On to the next point, right?
Yes, that's cool, man. Let's see.
I can sit here for hours.
You.
So yeah.
I have written some notes here. What inspires you? Do you plan to make other videos next to Pokemon Go?
Yeah, I guess I already answered that one. It's mainly I discovered a sort of sense that I like to create cinematic videos. So maybe in the future, like travel videos, maybe even music videos. I guess something in that direction. I might even pick up small movies. Like, I can guess you can call it a really small movie. That part that we did with your Charmander suit on. Remember? During the Charmander Community Day.
Yeah.
That was cool. I want to redo that with the drone on top for cinematic shots around us. But alright, that's in the future, It will come. But yeah, mainly focusing on getting that quality even higher.
But the focus is still Pokemon Go.
At the moment, it's combining just cool vlogs with Pokemon Go and just telling people what's up. Yeah.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. So yeah, next to that, we're also watching a drawing here that I recently made. Yeah. So I made this drawing.
Why
lately?
Why did you made it? What was the main reason? If you want to disclose that, of course.
Yeah, it's a bit tough, but yesterday my grandpa passed away, and I made a drawing while he was still in the hospital, and things like that happen in life. He was a strong man, and because I promised this week also to make another Thorsday at Ninjakees, I didn't want to make excuses or something to not do it, and just still keep doing the stuff that I do, like making videos like this or podcasts.
You're committed
You
to
know,
the cause. You're committed.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't want to go too deep into this, but this drawing is basically what I made. Yeah, I guess you can interpret different things with this drawing. I uploaded on Instagram and the socials my also words with it, with the drawing that seems fitting to me for that drawing. What I felt when I drew it, or I tried to make a sort of a verse for it. Yeah, this it was sometimes a bit hard to draw, but you know, I thought it needed to be done, and yeah, you can interpret your own interpretations with it. I mostly still use with the techniques what I mostly use with drawings, like inking, using the G pen, sketching with the mechanical pencil, all that kind of stuff. And later at the end, I also edited a little bit of effects digitally to make it look a bit better, at least what I think looked better at that moment when I was doing it. Adding some purple and bluish in the back to get sort of a vapor-ish vibe to it, or you know, a certain aesthetic to it. And yeah, life goes on. So even though these are hard times, yeah, for me and my family, of course, you still need to keep living, and yeah, you have to, you know, do what inspires you and what you love to do. Of course, like this is only for a few minutes, so it's not like a full day of work. A little bit of editing here and there, but this is like a short, or a thing that I can faster upload to YouTube, to you ninjas. So yeah, we'll upload, or I plan to upload a shorter version later for the drawing, so it's a bit faster. And yeah, planning to make more shorter drawing videos in the future as well. But if you ninjas have any questions for future Thorsday at Ninjakees, which we can talk about and I can react to, depending of if I have a next guest later or not, you can just drop comments in the section below, and then you guys know that in advance. Yeah, just have to keep reminding sometimes, I guess.
Of course. Yeah, it's really handy if they pick a topic which you can comment on. And actually, more comments also help.
Yeah, more comments.
You can read those, you know, it's fun.
Yeah.
I really like it when you comment on my videos.
Yeah,
it's always fun to see.
It's always awesome to see people commenting, you know. I mean, as long as they're positive.
As long as they're positive. I haven't received.
But
I haven't
guess,
received
I
yet.
guess you really grow if you get a few.
True.
Of those other comments, but I'm not saying that I want those. How would you say it? Suggesting those or something, but you know, yeah, it's a start. But yeah, this I want also to keep this stuff a bit manga anime based, and talk a bit about maybe some games here and there. So yeah,
I'm good on games. I'm always good on games.
Let's talk first about the anime manga stuff.
Some anime.
Have you read any anime or manga in the past?
I read some, you know, Naruto.
Naruto?
Of course, yes.
You read it all the way, or?
Mostly I have seen the anime from the beginning until the end, because it's kind of finished, the original Naruto. I did read the last chapters in the manga form, because it was taking so long before the anime. And, the fillers. It's mainly with the Madara fight and the Toby fight way at the end, and of course, spoilers. Then I will not talk any further. Never mind what's coming. What is coming
after that? I guess a lot of people know it, but
let's keep it this way.
Yeah.
Anyway,
cool.
And normally, I think the main reason why people prefer to watch anime instead of reading it is for fight sequence.
Yeah, that's
fight sequence. Just,
I think a strong point with Naruto, the fight sequences.
It adds more life.
Like certain parts are better animated than other parts. Like it's called
Yeah.
Sakuga. It's like the special key animators, you know, make these epic scenes, basically the money shots for anime. Yeah, I can see that.
You know all that stuff, right?
No, not all of it. I know some of this stuff. If I am incorrect at some points, you can just point it out.
That's really
Ninjas.
interesting because you're the only one I know that actively draws your own manga, of course. I mean, in the Netherlands here, it's not really that big yet.
Yeah,
It's getting bigger, but it's not that big as
Yeah,
like
or more
in
like
Japan.
the Dutch strips or comics.
Yeah.
Like, in the end, comics are still manga. Manga are comics. Like, it's a visual with words that tell a story.
It's the same.
But there are certain things with Japanese manga, Japanese comics. Not only those, of course, but you also have Korean. But they have a certain expression to it and things that they... stories that they tell through a character.
Like facial expressions.
Facial expressions. Like in normal comics, or I don't really see like... for example, Batman or Superman like with these weird ass faces or whatever.
Only the Joker.
Like the Joker.
I guess the Joker.
Yeah, the
does
Joker
it.
does, but it's
But
not
that-
like these
That's his character.
in between sort of gags or memes maybe. Like these big faces sometimes in... It's not with all the manga, of course. You also have really serious types, but sometimes I can... With Japanese manga, they really have these expressions. Of course, now more are developing in other countries and everything. I don't think only Japanese can make that kind of stuff, of course. And you also have...
Japanese anime is more.
it's
widely
just
known.
it's a medium where you can
Yeah,
express
yeah.
your story through visuals and characters.
Yeah.
And most times, well, like with anime, it's for example with Naruto, the manga got translated to anime, but it doesn't have to always be that way. Like I believe with Samurai Champloo, it's like from anime from the start. There's no manga of it, or they make later manga of it. But I think it's better.
What about Afro Samurai? It's also just.
There was a manga of it. I'm not too sure if the manga was first, but I think they took their own
version.
take of it, or maybe
Hmm.
I'm not exactly sure about this because I haven't really researched it.
Man, Afro Samurai.
Afro Samurai is a really good
I-
anime. Yeah.
There's there's this one scene I already showed it to you last time, when he fights his sort of in-law brother, or how you want to call it, the teddy bear guy.
Oh yeah, man.
That sound, I was talking to you about it, right? That
Yeah.
sound during that episode, during that fight, I was looking all over the internet for it. Nobody had it. So someone, some talented guy, I mean, props for you, just made that part with his piano.
No, only with his piano.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's amazing.
I still got it on my phone, actually. So still listening to
yeah,
it.
those soundtracks with anime.
For some reason, they were really good.
It's also really like at these epic moments in anime. You know, you have like these epic soundtracks. Well, not always, but
like
you know, with
Air
a lot of animes.
Like Air Gear, man.
Yeah, Arigate, Hajime no Ippo.
Hajime no...
A
yeah.
lot of animes.
Bleach.
Bleach also, yeah.
That pumped up. Yeah.
You know that soundtrack?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
it's
Gotta love music, man. Gotta love music.
it's really awesome, you know, that I love about anime, that they can put it in. Like,
Yeah.
it's like basically, for example, manga is like movie on paper, you know? It's just,
And I bet that if you first seen the anime of Bleach and then you are about to read the manga version, you will hear that sound during the fight.
yeah, I think so.
You will
yeah.
hear that sound. I know it
It
for
is
sure.
kind of stuck, yeah.
I mean, when you've got good sound and good sound design, it does a lot. I mean, that's the reason why I play guitar.
Yeah, yeah.
And of course, if you're editing, like I do, I cycle through a lot of songs before I pick one. I mean, you probably do
Yeah.
the same, because it has to convey a certain feeling to the audience. Yeah, that's what I believe.
Yeah, it really depends on if I make a music clip. Like, if I make a music clip, I mostly choose the sound first.
Yeah.
But it really depends. Sometimes I'll also just put an underlying sound with videos later, you know, not planned, but if it has to be on the beat, then you have
I always
to,
edit on the beat. Always.
you have to kind of.
Do you always edit on the beat?
Not always, because
I always do it now.
some
I'm.
moments.
I know. I don't know. It's something in me. I hear the sound and I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4. For some reason, if you play instruments yourself, you can hear the beat, and I guess you grow kind of addicted to it. You want other people to notice that too, but most of the time they just see the video and they're like, "Oh, it's fine." But that's alright with me because I really enjoy it, and if they do too, then alright, that's cool. If they don't, well.
I think that's also one of the important parts, to enjoy it.
Yeah, sure.
So if you enjoy it and maybe you don't get a lot of views or something, it's still not really a loss. Then again, you do want to grow, so
If
there's
possible.
also that.
If possible.
I mean, me personally, I want to grow within the stuff. I guess it's also there are many aspects to it. It's not.
If you want to talk about
black and
editing,
white.
I don't know. If you want to keep going. I just recently, of course, just got above the 100 subscribers.
Yeah, that's
So,
a cool achievement.
Guess I'm part of the club now. Up to the 1,000, right?
Yeah. It seems a lot to me right now.
It's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. I mean, 8 hours per video. About 8 hours. Always with me. Maybe I'm just really slow. Maybe I just shoot a lot of footage.
I guess you also improve with time.
I did improve, my very first video, that one of the Oberhausen Safari Zone, I did with my phone. It's unbelievable.
Phones these days have good quality.
Yeah, it's alright.
I believe
it's what
Peter also has tutorials about phone, and maybe Casey. Like phone versus something.
He also films a lot with his phone when he's on the bike or on his board, because sometimes you cannot bring that enormous monster of a camera with you.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, my camera is also getting quite big now with my new microphone.
Yeah.
For the record, I'm not taking that to Japan because it's just too big.
You're going to get Japan soon. For the viewers that don't know, Fate is going to Japan soon, and.
It's finally happening, man. It's finally happening.
Sounds like exciting. You have any plans for like a sort of list that you want to do there?
It's a big list. I've got it on my laptop. But
that's cool,
just
man.
on top of my head, mainly the places, and I guess we're talking about Japan right now. Right? So just jumping ahead from I guess manga editing to Japan.
I don't know if the viewers watch it, mind it, but if you guys mind, just.
It's fine.
Put it down in the comments.
It's alright. So Japan time. In about a few days, I will be heading to Japan. I think it's like a 12 hours flight. Pretty long. And when I arrive at the airport in Tokyo itself, I'll have to grab the bullet train. I'm quite curious how that's going to turn out. And I'll be like 6 hours.
6 hours?
6 hours.
It takes 6 hours.
6 hours in the bullet train.
So you go from plane to bullet train right away.
That's to go, man.
So it's like 16 or you maybe have to wait.
Something like I think 16 hours traveling, but it's worth it. I mean, Japan is.
Yeah, you should definitely make it worth your while.
You must make it worth a while. So first place that I'll be visiting, probably in the evening when I arrive, is Hiroshima. Yeah, where
that sounds cool.
Where of course,
I haven't been there before. Yeah, that's with the
bombs fell. Yeah.
Also, I think in the movie with Wolverine.
Yeah.
Like they recorded some footage there, or it took place there.
It's true.
I think.
Yeah. But interesting place. There should be some memorials all around. I'll probably be filming those with of course, respect. Wanna visit on my first day there, first evening. An onsen. Of course,
cool, man.
For people that don't know, it's somewhat of a, I guess you can call it a jacuzzi or just a large bathtub where you can all go and join the locals if you are not afraid.
Yeah, I heard some of those are strict with tattoos. If you have those, that you have to cover it or something.
It's true, and the main reason why they are really strict is because most Japanese people don't get tattoos just for the reason because Yakuza.
Yeah, the Yakuza,
are taking those.
They are
They're really
tattoos are
yeah.
connected with crime.
Yeah.
Like the
They've
Yakuza.
got it all over their body, like dragons, like you've seen in the movies probably. Yeah.
Yeah, like in the West we take
And,
it for
Yeah, we take it
for
for
fun,
granted.
you know,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
with a meaning or something. But maybe it's changing a little bit. I don't know for sure.
There are some onzens that actually accept people
Yeah.
with tattoos, but most of them traditionally probably not. And just a fun side note about most Yakuza people. You can actually see them on the street. They'll probably be chilling in a park or something. And most of the time they actually take pictures with people. Because they just like it for some reason, I don't know. So
Yeah.
I
I
might
know.
get a picture with a Yakuza member, maybe.
Yeah, maybe I've seen some documentaries, but I believe the in-between person had to be careful. Like if you're a foreigner, you're not from Japan, and you get invited to their place for whatever.
I'll not go that far.
I think I've listened to an audio podcast a while ago, a documentary where they went. This person went to take pictures, I believe, of Yakuza and made a whole picture book and everything.
Yeah.
But he said something like he had to be careful that he doesn't surpass their rules, so to speak, like that he isn't too disrespectful or whatever, because if he does it, he doesn't get any punishment or whatever, but the person that fixes everything, so he gets all the
yeah. It makes sense.
the
And
load on his shoulders, basically.
And
or
they're really
whatever.
violent.
So-
I've also seen a podcast, they were talking about it, and there was this street, don't know precisely where, I think it's something in Kyoto maybe even. There was this street, and first off, there was nothing wrong. Yakuza were going to meet each other there, two gangs or something, I don't know precisely. And when they left, the whole street was covered in blood.
What?
The
Where?
whole street was just covered in blood.
They said it in the podcast, or
Yeah, they talked about it, that they've seen it. So normally you think that Japanese people are kind of fragile, they're really shy, but you've got other sides.
I think there are more sides
Yeah,
to
of course.
everything. Like I think
mean,
each country has their
Every
stuff.
person got that. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone got their own demons. But of course, do remember, most of the people on the earth are goodwill people. Because if they weren't, we wouldn't be sitting here. If everyone wanted to hack and bash their faces in, we wouldn't be living here in
It's
society.
also with the rules, you know,
Yeah, of course.
that are made, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
That's also a thing.
Yeah, I'm excited to show.
I think if there weren't any rules, things might be a bit different.
Wouldn't go good. Wouldn't be
Like,
well. No.
what's that movie called? Where everything for one day goes crazy. There's this movie.
Purge.
Yeah, I think that The Purge.
Yeah, The
There were a
Purge.
few. I've only seen the first one or something. But like this one day there
I
are
think
no
they're
rules.
free now, right?
Yeah, I think there are a
Free
lot of
Purge
them.
movies. I think I've only seen.
But I think if
Once.
that happens, yeah, it's sort of
Lock yourself in,
realistically
boys.
maybe.
Don't go vlogging.
Yeah, I don't think we want such a thing.
But anyway, jumping
Yeah.
back to Japan itself.
Yeah.
So Hiroshima will be my first destination. Then traveling with a big backpack that I recently bought. Really heavy. It's really heavy.
Only one backpack.
Only one backpack, but yeah, it's there
You
goes a
don't
lot in
gonna
that.
bring a suitcase or something.
No. One backpack and just a normal bag will do. I'm gonna travel light. Well, light.
Yeah.
I'll probably, camera and all stuff.
Maybe you can do a bit like Golden Boy.
a bit. I hope. Maybe
Yeah.
even get reactions like that. No, never mind.
Golden Boy is an anime, 6 episodes. Really, I would recommend, if you haven't seen it yet, it's one of these classics animes. It's a bit edgy here and there, but
I guess it's classic.
it's a funny,
it's a, good,
it's a real fun must-see anime. Golden Boy.
Golden Boy.
It's only 6 episodes, and yeah, man.
Golden Boy. Yeah, it's
So
true.
what other animes or mangas did you watch?
Yeah, Death Note, huh? I think Death Note is also really popular.
One of the
still.
classics.
Yeah, it's also one of the classics.
One of the ones you have to see, I think. At least once.
I think
Or read, maybe.
if I really go back, I think my very first anime was actually, I think it was Planet.
Planet.
Yeah.
I heard it's really emotional, but I haven't.
Yeah, it's
really
a bit slice of life with special cases.
I haven't actually seen it yet. Sorry, Ninja.
It's based on a visual novel, many of those slice of life games are actually. Because in the anime adaptation, normally the guy joins one girl and they just go for it. And in the game version, the visual novel, you can actually choose any girl.
Oh, you watched the anime or the visual novel?
Both.
Oh, you did both. It's
I
like
played
a
the
game or it's a game?
And I watched the visual adaptation.
The anime.
The anime adaptation.
So you first played the game.
Yeah.
And then you watched the anime.
Yeah. For some reason, I just came upon it. I don't actually remember how. Because
so this was your first anime you actually watched? Or,
yeah.
Or what you thought was anime?
Well, I guess I also watched, I mean that was later, but I also watched, of course, Dragon Ball. I think that was one of the first.
And Pokemon.
I think it was the first.
Pokemon.
And Pokemon, of course, yes. Digimon, yeah. I mean,
still all anime though.
I mean, those series actually air here in the Netherlands, which I'm really grateful for. Because if it hadn't, I also drew around that time. I think it was like 6 or 7, maybe. I just moved in the new house. Yeah, probably 7, 8. I went to elementary school, and I actually brought this giant map with me.
Yeah.
Every day. And they got all printed Dragon Ball Z characters on it. So like Goku, Vegeta. And I actually sold those for like 10 cents.
You printed them?
Yeah. I was one of the first people that got the internet.
Oh, lol.
So
good business.
I drew them to myself too, actually, and tried to sell them, but people didn't really want that.
Oh.
Probably because I was a bad drawer, but...
I did something similar. Or actually, I didn't sold them, but people wanted to buy it.
Nice.
But it felt weird.
It felt weird?
And then I just gave it away to some other friends, and I think they sold it to the person. So, I don't know, it felt bad to sell these drawings. I don't know why.
You're a really good business person.
It's not, I have to... wasn't good
I'm
enough.
not a good business
Still maybe
person.
not,
I'm not a good business person myself. No, I just want to make cool stuff. But I think it was like 8 that I saw Dragon Ball Z. Drew them as myself. Yeah, sold some pictures.
I think that was the time it first aired.
Yeah, something like
that. It started with Z, of course. Over here, not Dragon Ball. Same time, around the same time with Pokemon. I think Pokemon started earlier. I also watched Dragon Ball, Pokemon, but before that I watched the 90s Spider-Man and X-Men a lot.
That's true.
I waited for it.
It's also anime, I guess. Yeah. I've also watched that. Yeah. I remember that my mom always said, you have to get up. But I even got up way earlier, and not for school, to watch an anime first.
I remember I watched Pokemon before I went to school.
For some reason it was aired during that time.
Yeah, I think
really smart.
it was really on purpose. Like they know the kids are awake this time.
They know
their
target audience.
Yeah.
And I don't know them, but it's fine.
I still have to
figure that one out.
Dive more into that as well. I think my audience is people that enjoy that want to make manga themselves, enjoy reading or watching manga, anime, games, those kinds of people, and people that are interested in listening to something in their car. Yeah.
Podcast versions. Really handy.
Right now.
I listen to a lot of podcasts actually.
Yeah, I'm also inspired by Mikey Mega Mega, who also makes drawings and talks over it, reacts to comments, and also Gary Vee. He's also really inspiring with his content. And Joe Rogan, who also makes podcasts. I've been watching him for quite a while now, and also recently with Elon Musk.
I watched that too, man.
Yesterday. I watched it also a few times. And Neil deGrasse Tyson, the scientist and stuff.
Man,
he really has great podcast, which also inspired me. Yeah, a lot of things inspire me to make more content and stuff, you know.
I really like those answers of Elon Musk. He's like, Tyler is like, can you do it? And he's like, yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah,
Magnets.
I believe people also like because he smoked a bit of weed. A lot of the interweb goes all
People are
crazy
going
and
crazy.
shit. Only because of that.
But I think actually it might be even good for him because he's autistic, right? I mean,
I don't know.
He's probably autistic because he has so many ideas popping in his head, and for what I gathered, he should be meditating, which is not working. He should be in a
I'm
calm.
not sure if he
yeah.
is that. I've not really researched Elon Musk, so
I think
cannot
his
really
mind is really
tell.
busy, and maybe joining. I guess I'm not really a big supporter for it because I'm not doing it myself. But
yeah.
I guess for some people, maybe someone like him.
Yeah.
I think he's one of the biggest guys around his age, like Einstein and stuff. I mean,
Yeah, I think
he wants to get us to Mars. He gets up in the morning,
Yeah.
and he also like sleeps like 6 hours. We talked about that before. He
it's,
does exactly the same sleep hours.
Oh, you know his schedule.
As I do. Yeah. Because like him, I am really interested in sleep schedules and optimizing my sleep before, so I have more time.
Yeah.
Now I don't really probably need that much time for most of the things I do, but he does. I mean, he's managing like 3 companies or 4. I don't actually know.
Yeah,
how
that
much.
sounds really tough.
It's actually really tough.
He also
man.
says, like in an interview, like I don't think people want to be me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess you don't.
it's a really a lot of on your shoulders. If
I mean,
think-
how does
I think
he do
it's
it?
with any people that do big things right now, or like, for example, let's say you're a manga author that makes a big show, like One Piece right now is really big, the biggest right now, sold the most manga ever. Like he has a record for a single author with the most sold copies of comics or manga. It's the same kind of thing, but if you have that, every week you have to prove yourself with your content that it's worth people's time. You know that. Like Elon said, also like he wants to make something that people love, and I think that's an important thing.
It's like YouTube, because in YouTube, as a YouTuber, you actually buy time from people, so you have to provide good content.
Yeah.
It's kind of
That's,
the same. It's like it's like then with companies.
I think
with
if
Elon
you love
Musk.
what you do and you can bring value, overword used, what I hear, but if you can, people love what you do and you love it too, then it's a sort of win-win situation. If you can find that balance and also make money out of it, that you can live from it.
That would be nice.
I think,
That would be nice.
yeah, it's a great way if you can figure that out. Yeah, I guess you have to do some things that you don't really like sometimes, but if you can find the right balance,
At first, I didn't really like editing, but lately, I've been growing to like it. I think it's mostly because I have to start. It's just that starting point.
Yeah, I don't always like to edit too, because I think like I have to draw manga, not edit.
And it takes a lot of time.
Like this editing thing is also a whole thing on its own, sort of. Like, I don't think that like Eiichiro Oda, the author of One Piece or whatever, Yusuke Murata or something, are also editing.
Nah.
Like Yusuke Murata from One Punch Man, the manga artist that redraws the original one. So you have the original author,
I've seen it,
and he redraws it. Actually, I think it even became more popular because of Yusuke Murata, because he enjoyed the original story, but it's not that great drawn as as Yusuke Murata's, or more detailed actually. It's also a whole with art, what's better than the other or something.
Remastered versions of movies.
But I think Yusuke Murata makes really great art. What was the point again? I forgot my point. Sorry.
Let's search for the point.
Oh yeah, people that do.
Great people. Elon Musk. He's a great guy.
I was going somewhere.
He can smoke weed or whatever he was smoking. I don't know.
What was the point again?
All right, let's go back.
People with big things on their shoulders.
Yeah.
Like
How they do it?
Oh yeah, about streaming. Like Yusuke Murata streams his manga making. So because he streams the making of his manga, he doesn't have to edit it.
It's really easy.
He doesn't always stream, I think, but he streams a lot. And because, like, I personally watched his streams, I also record it or save it on my computer. Sometimes when I draw, then I put it on that you see him drawing, and I can learn from that, like how he uses his certain techniques. Because a lot of manga artists don't show the process of it. Not a lot of footage is out there. Like, there's some footage right now with Jump Ryu. That's a Shonen Jump DVD sort of magazine, where it's a DVD kind of thing where they go by every Shonen Jump creator, and they show a bit of the process. Also with Death Note, they have footage of that too.
Interesting.
Where they show a bit of the manga process. But with Yusuke Murata, he really streams it, so you can even see more behind the scenes, sort of. But also because the original comic, so not the redrawn by Yusuke Murata, the previous one is, I believe, still going on, which you can read online, which are spoilers if you only follow the remake. But because of that, I think he can also stream it, because the story is already out there. So let's say with One Piece, if he would do it, you see all the spoilers, or with any other manga artist that are making new stories.
He has a unique position, yeah.
So I think, in a way, that's also an advantage with Yusuke, that he can stream it. But I personally would like to see more manga artists, like
behind the scenes.
You know, that they also stream or whatever, their process. Even Jim Lee from Marvel or DC, he also, I see, also has a YouTube channel where he also streams. So I think that's really interesting if you can see the pros making their stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
learn from it.
all their techniques and everything.
Yeah.
The other thing is that when you draw, it's hard to talk. So that is why I also do this podcast kind of thing. So we can talk about stuff while you still watch drawing.
Yeah.
Me drawing stuff. Because
sense.
if I would have to do it at the same time, yeah, it might be silent
You're
sometimes.
like,
Focusing.
You're like drawing, and I'm like, hey man, what about that, you know? And you're like, all right, I'm focused.
Yeah.
Please leave me alone.
Yeah, it's
But that's with everything. I mean,
even with editing.
it's with editing. If somebody
Like-
bothers me during editing, I'm like, all right, I'm out. I cannot do this anymore.
Yeah, you cannot have a whole deep conversation about
No,
whatever while editing.
Normally,
Especially when audio editing.
no, don't talk about that, man. I just grab my phone, put it in another room,
Yeah.
and just leave it there for like hours. And people are like, why are you responding? There's
Yeah.
a raid going on.
Yeah.
You
And
have,
sometimes you have to just turn it off.
you have to sacrifice stuff. And Elon Musk said something about that too, right? Because social media and stuff. Because I recently just actually got on social media. I never did it before. No Facebook, no Instagram. I just recently started.
Almost everyone already had it.
And for some reason,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm feeling any different. Some people say that because of Instagram and all stuff, that they're actually more, well, let's say they're not really that happy. Elon Musk said that it's like 10% less lucky and less
You mean
joyful.
you mean the
effects.
stuff that they post on Instagram?
Yeah.
That it's sort of showing the best of yourself, but
Showing
it's not
the best
really
version
truly.
with the best lighting, everything.
Yeah, in a way it makes
Photoshop,
sense that you
Photoshop.
don't show your bad
And
side.
look, I don't really do a lot with Instagram or Facebook. I just post my stuff on it.
Yeah.
I maybe follow a few guys like you, but then I just leave. Then I just drop the mic as
I think with YouTube it's important to join socials to sort of market yourself.
That's
you know,
true.
that people know about your stuff.
and get together with like-minded people, because such I got in contact with Tonton Train.
Yeah,
and
through
now-
social media.
Yeah, and now he wants to do something with me.
Yeah,
which is really
like
cool.
like collaborations are also can
Because,
exist because of it.
because my idea for something like a unique video, like a podcast, I want to do it with that drone, which I talked about. I want to do a drone boomerang
Yeah.
like they do. Actually, I learned it from Peter, but some other guy got it already on YouTube. Sorry if I can't remember that name.
Yeah, I
Peter's
guess
so big, so but maybe you can put it in somewhere. Anyway, I want to visit other people. If they're YouTubers, great. If they're not, whatever. And I actually want to get a sort of selfie with the drone. Because if you haven't seen it before, normally, if you do, of course, on Instagram, a boomerang video, it's something like this. And nothing more, right?
Like they go in and out.
They go in and they go out. That's it.
So a loop.
Yeah,
it's a
loop.
Like,
it's a boomerang. It
Yeah.
comes back.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So I want to do that. I want to do this, somewhat cooler, like with the drone.
And then you can loop it for 1 hour and put it on YouTube.
Yeah, if need be.
With music, like
If need
Nyanya
be.
can.
If needs.
10 hours.
Which is really cool because if you stand before the drone and you let it fly away from you,
Yeah.
you can also put some editing to work. Maybe add some sound, like like a wind effect that's going backwards.
So,
And and something like maybe even birds, because birds are flying there.
and you have to keep in mind where you film it.
Of course, you have to.
Because there's a drone map, right?
Drone map.
Where you can only
Yep.
drone at certain places.
All right, I'm gonna be real with people that got a drone. Before I got a drone, I didn't know about all the rules. I probably would not have gotten a drone if I knew there were all these rules, because you can actually almost fly nowhere. There are just really...
There are some places.
There are some places, but owning a drone is
Do you think that
tough.
all the people on YouTube really look at that map? Like,
No.
they really...
No.
And maybe it doesn't really matter sometimes?
They
I don't
just
know.
do. They just do. But
They just do it.
they could get fined, because if you put it online,
Yeah.
they might find you. So I recently got back also from Italy. It's already a while back, but I've got one video left that will probably be up after Japan, because I'm not getting it done before Japan. It takes too much time. It's probably my biggest video yet, but I'm actually visiting Venice on that video, and I try to talk myself into it for taking the drone with me, but you can fly like nowhere in Venice. There has been too many incidents that drones crash against buildings.
But there are parts where you can fly.
No, it's
No parts.
all set. It's just red zone, because crashes and people get hurt, and that's not good. So I decided against it, to leave it at home, mainly concentrate on just normal filming. And if I would have done it, and there's a lot of police walking in the city, there's a lot, I would have probably get a fine for like 10,000 euro.
Yeah, I
It's
think you don't want that.
It's 10,000 euro. It's a lot, you know. You can buy some pretty cool stuff with that.
capsules with it.
That's true. Or broodjes koppers.
About let me see.
Sandwich koppers.
10,000, 5,000.
Ooh,
like
it's a lot.
4,900 capsules or something. Yeah, it's about.
So yeah,
it's Dutch food. It's really tasty.
better.
If you go to the Netherlands, I would recommend you to eat it.
Yeah,
It's my favorite food ever.
it's really healthy.
Can't eat it too lot, because you get really fat if you don't move a lot. Which I don't do too much. It's like what, 5,000 calories.
It's a lot.
Maybe it's a bit too exaggerated. So last time I actually ate it, I took a half of it, half capsule. It's still, I got more food than I did before, years ago. Because I am more watching my eating stuff. Still a bit cheating here and there. Maybe a bit too much, but I try to, you know,
it's
get
hard,
to a certain point, and then
yeah, your health, man. It's the most important thing.
yeah, man.
That you got with you, your body, man. Yeah. Some people call it containers. I think it's.
Would you
strange
if
word,
you could like, let's say they invent this science shit that you could, like, your body's gonna get all crazy and shit, you're dying and stuff. Would you transport your mind to another body if it was possible? That you could, like, sort of be immortal? Like, they play with this idea with this TV show called Alternate Carbon. Not sure if you've seen it, but there's this... yeah, but would you do it?
That's really...
Then you sort of are immortal, but...
I think most people would do it.
You are in a different body, though.
But I think you've grown attached to biological bodies. Of course, they're flawed. I mean, the biggest disease death is still incoming. Gotta solve that. Don't know if I would do it. I mean, you've got like two conditions in the human health, like physical health.
Yeah.
And mentally health. And I think that from the beginning, from like age 0, that humans were sort of, let's say, just programmed in the mind to live a certain time. And we're already seeing effect of that, because most people around 80 or 90 or even 100 are experiencing brain problems. They're forgetting things, and their brain is leaving them behind as it is.
I think people do get older than back in the days, right?
They sure do.
I'm not sure if it's actually correct.
It's medical.
Maybe that medical. People also back in the days became old. But I think you would die pretty soon, also because of war and stuff.
Normally, people in the Middle Ages and all the stuff would get like 40, maybe 50. It's true.
And that's what's like 80 is now. Like
kind of, yeah. And of course there are exceptions.
Yeah.
Some people smoke all day, all night, every day, and they get like 90. And yeah, sometimes the other stuff happens too.
I guess you
never know. Gotta live your life.
Yeah, that's why you have to enjoy your life.
Yeah. Like
Plug the dog. How do you say it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically,
enjoy the fruit of the day or something.
Yeah.
I don't actually know how to translate that, but yeah, just enjoy it. I mean, normally I say like Rick and Morty, right? Because nothing matters, everything matters.
I actually forgot where they said that quote. I did watch all the 3 seasons.
Oh, it's great.
It's a really good show.
It's
a good show.
It's on TV
I
now.
remember it. Huh?
It's on TV now.
Oh really?
It's aired now.
Wasn't it always on TV?
No, man.
Oh.
Just recently.
Oh sure.
The TV was on and it's never on, and for some reason my mom was zapping stuff, looking all over, and my mom doesn't like Rick and Morty. If she sees it, she's like, man.
Maybe because it's drawn.
It's vulgar. It's a bit vulgar. But I just like the wacky stuff and the thought that goes into it. The animation is a bit off, I guess.
think it looks good.
You think it looks good?
It's just sort of like South Park.
Yeah.
And Simpsons, but...
Yeah, it's true.
But it also has... Yeah, I think it's... it has the... Yeah. Certain moments as well. Like, it's not always this comedy. It's also sort of a bit sad sometimes.
True, yeah.
At certain
There's a lot,
moments.
because in episode 2 of Rick and Morty, actually Rick, he wants to commit suicide. Yeah, it's really dark.
Yeah, I think it's also a show like South Park. They can go... It's
Anywhere.
not too censored.
No,
like like South Park, that you can do basically anything. Sort of. Well, maybe not anything, but
waiting for the
it's really the things that are in it are really, like, let's say,
So we're gonna talk about South Park and Rick and Morty now. It's animation though.
Yeah, I think it's also like with a source of inspiration. Like, I'm not too sure. Is there a manga or anime like that?
Shin-chan.
Yeah, Shin-chan. Maybe, but it's not.
Of course, there are versions.
I think there.
I mean, even in games, sometimes you have different artistic versions of a game. I mean, sometimes you have all 3D modeled games.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just 2D, and sometimes it's even cell shaded, and some people don't like it.
Yeah, it's an aesthetic choice, you know, a visual choice.
I think it's the same with, of course, anime and manga.
Yeah, it's true. There many types. Some
Many
are more
types.
simplistic than the others.
I mean, like the One Punch, the main guy, he draws. I think he draws really fast, but
Which one, the original or the
the
other?
original, yeah. But his style is minimalistic.
It's more simple.
Yeah, it's more simple, but he gets it out really fast, and people like it. Even really like in these days, because in these days you have to put things out right away.
Actually, he wanted to quit, from what I've heard.
Oh.
The guy
Really?
is he had a webcomic, the original One Punch Man webcomic. But from what I've heard, he said on Twitter or something he wanted to quit because he couldn't live from it or something. Because it was really popular on the interweb, but he didn't make enough money, I guess. But then Yusuke Murata, the manga artist in Shonen Jump, picked it up, what he said, and he said, because he really liked his story, he said, I want to draw this. I really want to draw this. He really loved it, and he wanted to make his remastered version, basically, for Shonen Jump.
That's a good
And because of that, because of the interweb, it's sort of a new gateway for this manga stuff to, make it in the industry, sort of. Because Yusuke Murata already made popular manga and his art,
So he's
like Ice Shield 21. He already proven himself
He's
as
well known.
as a great artist.
What are some of his animes? You know them, or manga?
What?
Some of his works.
Yeah, Ice Shield 21. The
Uh-huh.
other ones I don't know. I have a manga actually laying here. Where is it?
You've got a lot. I should do a cinematic B-roll of this room. I
This
really
is
should.
what he made before.
Hmm.
I think he's like with Death Note. Like with Death Note, they have a story guy and the artist person. So the person that tells the story, like with most manga, it's all the author himself, like drawing and the story. But with Yusuke Murata, he does the art mostly, I think, and then someone else writes it. Like with Death Note,
Like we've seen with Bakuman.
yeah, it's the same creators as Death Note. I think, well, at least the artist and the writer, I think it's the same team.
I think it's actually sometimes needed to have two
Sort
people.
of a team.
Yeah, because
But
you cannot do everything.
But
I want
think
to do
with
everything.
I think
but-
with what I like about manga is that less people can do a lot of stuff. Like with American comics, it's divided a lot. Like you have like 7 types of people. I'm not exactly sure. Like you have the writer, editor,
Sound design.
the sketcher, inker, coloring,
Oh.
texting. A lot
That's
of
a lot.
people are in there, but with manga it's mostly like with a writer and an artist, or an artist himself and he's also making the story, and a few assistants.
That's all.
And then you have the editor.
Yeah.
So what I like about manga is that a really small group can do a lot, so not a lot of people touch it too much, I guess. Well,
Stays
I guess
pure.
it depends on your perspective on it. I'm more into manga than comics. It really depends on what you want. But what I like about manga is that one artist can also do a lot, or with an editor, or with not a lot of people. You can, like for example with the One Punch Man, you have then the original One Punch Man artist, and then the Yusuke Murata that redraws it, and an editor, I think, that revises it and everything. Because you need more eyes, someone that is also in the industry that can sort of
True.
feedback.
Yeah.
Like with my manga, I also need
You need feedback. That's true.
I think I need at some point a person like that, or
I think everyone needs feedback.
but also from what's the difference between an editor and another random person that can give feedback?
I think you have to get
Like I
people's
guess,
perspective on things.
but it cannot just be anyone, right? It has to be a certain,
I don't know, because it depends on your audience.
and also the editors like in that genre.
Yeah, that's
Depends
true.
on-
I
So
think
you need someone that kind of knows what you're trying
he
to
knows his
make.
stuff.
But he needs to know what you're targeting to make, and then how you can improve that it
Yeah.
goes that direction,
Yeah.
what you are making. Like, I think that's really handy, because if you don't have that other set of eyes, like I think it's also important to also show non-manga artists, or like I guess not all editors are also drawing. They draw themselves.
We all started zero.
Um,
We all started zero. I was never a good photographer.
no, but from like different people gives different feedback.
Yeah.
But if a person doesn't like manga, maybe it's not the best person to ask for
Maybe
feedback
not
about
best.
making manga.
Maybe not the best.
Uh,
But
yeah.
then you would know that what general audience would think. But it's a small sample size.
Maybe test readers. For feedback
Yeah. I mean,
to
in,
think what
in,
they...
in games and all
You also
stuff,
have beta testers.
You have also have testers, yes, because you need them for bugs. But that's something else. That's more coding based. I think. I mean, you could say that if you have drawn something, you have seen it like countless times, and you would have picked up, let's say, bugs, errors, along the way. And sometimes with editing, I send stuff to you.
Yeah.
Like, and there has been a few times which I had the date of my video wrong.
Oh yeah.
And I
Then-
already uploaded it.
It's kind of yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm only human.
Yeah.
Stuff happens.
Somewhere they say also like you have to fail fast.
Yeah.
I think I saw it in a video of Digibro. He also talks a lot about manga and anime. He also is inspiring to watch to me at least because he talks about that kind of stuff. Not too sure if he is the only one that said it, but fail fast. That you have to fail fast to improve your craft fast. If you fail fast, like there's quality content and quantity content.
Yeah.
I do think you have to make quality content, but
You have to make a balance.
sort of a balance, you know.
That's really hard.
I guess it depends on. Yeah. What you, for example, with manga, Shonen Jump mangas to be specific, every single week they have to push out 15 to 17 pages of manga. Of course, this is with some assistance and an editor. But
And it's not only on one artist.
and also it
There's
gets
more, right? There's more artists in it, in Shonen Jump itself.
yeah, more that they make their own
Yeah,
manga.
yeah, yeah.
It's like a competition, because if you don't get the votes, you get voted. You slowly have to cancel your manga if it isn't popular enough. So you have to win your audience with that manga.
Tough competition.
I think it's with every manga that wants to live from it. Like you have to, even out of Shonen Jump, you have to find your audience, and they must like it enough to willing to pay for it in some way, or you have to monetize it in some way, or maybe you get sponsored or something. Depends on how you do it. But you have to, they make it weekly. So weekly they have to, for example, okay, this is example with Shonen Jump. Weekly they have to push out a lot of chapters, and or not one chapter per week, but it's a lot, if a lot of pages. Yeah.
Hard work. A lot of people working on it.
But yeah, whether it has to be quality, I guess. But you have to make the best out of it with the time you have, like finding ways to make it faster or something, because every single week you have to do it,
That's
I guess
true.
with YouTubers too.
It's the same, because I mean, I don't know if you're...
Depends, yeah.
At the moment, I'm targeting like one episode each week.
Yeah, yeah.
And it normally takes about 8 hours for each episode.
Yeah.
Give it or take. And yeah, of course, I sometimes just wait. Sometimes I just put it off. Other things are happening or whatever.
Yeah, it's
And with some videos and some content, you have to be really fast.
like for the news with Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Like if you have news, you have to actually be
You have to-
fast with it.
You have to do it right away.
Sometimes it's
But I'm never that fast. I might do it once, but
yeah,
I think it's boring. Because with Pokemon Go itself, it's in the name. You have to go. You have to go outside minimally. I don't enjoy filming in my home. I don't,
Yeah.
because it's static, and I like to spice things up, different angles, talk about maybe different things, combine stuff. And that's why I really like Peter and Trainer Tips, because he just goes outside, does his thing, and just talks to you about it. And for some reason, it feels like you're with them. And that's the feeling you want to nail.
Like you're on adventure with them.
Yeah, and it's strange because most of the time it's not an adventure. It's just doing groceries or just picking stuff up. But yeah, it gives the illusion that you're with them, and I think that's a strong one. Yeah.
Strong element.
Yeah. I think it's also really important how you talk to your audience in the camera. Yeah.
Like we're talking right now, I guess you have to talk as if they are in the room with you or wherever you are.
You are.
They are.
I see you smirking over there. I see you smirking. I know. Hey, drop that phone. We're talking here, man. And for those in the car, go ahead, man.
I would recommend.
Don't go too fast. No, man. It's the same with, I guess, manga and stuff. Because
you go to Japan, the land of manga.
It's true.
I think they are the king, the most manga out there.
Yeah.
I think like right now you have a planning, right? For your Japan.
My last week will be in Tokyo, so I'll bring some stuff with me.
Maybe we can talk again when you get back.
Of course.
For another episode, and then talk about your adventures there. A little bit or mixed. How it was.
I'm thinking about telling it on a video, of course on my own channel, but don't know if people really want to see that because it's not really related to my channel.
Plan to mix it with Pokemon Go stuff or separate vlog videos?
Hard. I think that I will probably separate it.
But maybe your name is still Fadewatcher as your YouTube name, so you can still experiment with it, and you can just check out if people enjoy it. If they don't enjoy it, you know that. Or
and normally, around 100 subscribers, they not my words, but they say you have a large amount of sample size that you can get feedback from if your videos are doing it right. If you're doing something that people want to see, you can watch the watch time or the views. And
I think also if you're smaller, you can still experiment a lot.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
Then again, some people made certain type of videos at some point, but they don't enjoy it anymore to make those types of videos, and they make different content. And sometimes the audience just goes with it. Like PewDiePie, he also made, I believe, he made different videos before than now.
I think the main reason why they're coming with him is because of his personality.
Yeah.
It's the same with the other guys that I follow. It's Peter. It's the personality.
That's
I don't think it really matters what they do, but for some reason they're like a celebrity.
Yeah.
I don't really like celebrities actually, but I don't really follow a lot of them. I mean, I like your work, but for some reason I don't got that with YouTubers because they put in the work. Is that strange?
I think celebrities also put in a lot of work. It really depends also how.
But they don't edit their own videos.
Well, maybe some.
I don't think so.
I don't think you can.
That's true.
It's completely.
Cannot generalize it. True. But I'm not really in the Hollywood scene, so I probably don't know. I'm not the right person to talk about it. But from my perspective.
You can only say what you know and your perspective.
Yeah.
That's only
it's
always that way, right?
That's the only thing. True.
Yeah.
But no, I will be taking a Shonen Jump with me from Japan for you.
Thanks, man.
So
Shonen Jump.
I wonder how expensive it is.
Yeah, it's really cheap. Only it weighs a lot. It weighs a lot. It's like $4 or less.
4,000 yen.
400.
400?
Something like that. I have a few. Yeah, it's really cheap. Only the weight. It's big. It's quite big.
I've seen it. Before. Actually, got
let's see where I have.
Somewhere.
I have one here.
Around.
Yeah, it's like a telephone book. It's.
I'm gonna buy it on my last day.
Yeah, you can find it anywhere there. That's the good thing about Japan. You can find manga everywhere. It's like books, or Yeah, a lot of content there.
Hero. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
you get one. I know it.
Yeah, if you order it on eBay, it's way too expensive.
And it takes
For what they are actually worth.
it takes too long probably.
Yeah. I guess so it's also the weight and stuff.
It's
Yeah,
really
just check if it works or
really
not.
heavy.
You know.
But yeah, last week we'll be in Tokyo then after all the travels.
Akihabara.
Akihabara.
The land of otaku.
Maybe even go to the electric town because there's a lot of.
Isn't that Akihabara? Or is that,
Yeah.
Or what's the?
But my.
Wait, what? There was also another place like Blade Runner. I forgot the name. There's this place.
Is it not
Wait.
Shibuya or Shinjuku?
I forgot. Let us know in the comments. Yes.
If you're in the brains on Japan, please let us know. Might be already too late if I see it, but it's fine.
Yeah, you can comment it and just message it or whatever.
I'll be there in like
Probably
3
if
weeks.
we search it on Google, you can just right away find it. Like Japan town, like Blade Runner or something like this futuristic type.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and there's also a drone arena which I want to visit.
Yeah, man. I
Yeah,
think it's
in
really
Akihabara.
cool to record some drone footage.
So I'm not gonna fly with my own drone
No.
because I don't want to smash it.
Uh,
But perhaps I can just land one and put on my own SD card. SD cards are really.
wait, you're not gonna record your drone footage in Japan? Or
Yeah,
a
I
bit
do.
of it?
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
Oh yeah.
Of the places that I can
You
fly.
can. Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's really
Makes
restricted.
sense.
You can you could apply for how you call it. How do you call that? You have to form a paper that I know. Send it to the Japanese government. They'll send it back, and if you're lucky, you could probably fly somewhere. But it's really detailed. I can't actually remember how you call that.
But you
sort of
cannot
thing.
just fly your drone. You have to get a certificate.
Yeah, you have to get a certificate in red zones.
Oh, in red zones.
Yeah, so
oh.
like Tokyo is all red zoned. You cannot fly anywhere in Tokyo.
Maybe if you can fix it with not too much trouble.
It's really hard because the forum itself is in all Japanese.
Ah, yeah.
So how do I do that? I don't know anyone who knows Japanese.
Maybe someone on YouTube or something has
Ah,
a tutorial.
Probably should have already done that. I think I'm just gonna.
Oh yeah, I'm also a last minute kind of person, like this video.
Yeah.
It's also a bit last minute, but
Guess what I'm.
I promise to do it every Thursday, so I target to keep my word. Not try, target. You know, try is a bit, sometimes a bit
Guess I'm doing the
vague.
same. I guess I'm doing the same.
I am aiming to use the word target more. Yeah, even though I sometimes use the word try. But yeah, target, man.
I'm also targeting once a day. Nay.
Target.
No. I'm targeting once a week. It's fine that way. Maybe I'll up the video stuff in a while, but my main focus on this moment is to learn to better edit and up the quality to a certain amount that I'm myself sort of satisfied, because I'm not satisfied with my videos now. Some are cool, but I want to make it even better.
Yeah, I guess
I've been to the World Port Day.
you shouldn't be too
but
satisfied with anything you create. Like
strive
also
to,
with drawing,
it's
but
like striving to perfection.
to evolve.
Strive to perfection,
Yeah.
but never want to reach it.
Well,
I say that a lot.
perfection is a bit.
It's a big word.
It's
It's a big word, but I think you know what I mean.
Is there really? Yeah. It's a whole another. You can talk about perfection for a really long time, but I think you have to just fail fast, I guess, and improve your work. You know, if you see what you can improve, and also with the time you have, because if you want to, like, you can draw something and keep working on that one piece for 50 years, but then you only have that one thing if you don't do other things in between trying to perfect it. I also think you shouldn't just afraffelen. You shouldn't just
how you say that?
you should put your 100% in it.
Yeah.
Even though maybe it's not perfect.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't actually know how
1000%.
Don't know how to translate
This Dutch word, I don't know how to translate. Some people probably already know what's this. Afraffelen, they already know the translation. It's a Dutch word, but basically not to be too fast with things to mess shit up. Like, yeah.
You don't go the 100%. You're satisfied with like 10% sometimes.
Yeah, just,
something like that, I guess.
Like, oh, whatever, it's good enough.
It's fine.
But try
it's good
to
enough.
make it the best with the time you have.
Yeah. Well, if you're satisfied,
Target.
maybe target.
But yeah, man. I think we've been talking for an hour now,
True.
and have to finish this video for today. Hopefully in the Dutch time zone.
And
else, yeah, American time zone.
And like you know, I'm still packing, so
yeah, we all have always stuff to do, right?
always stuff to do.
Or at least, yeah, me personally, always have stuff to do.
Always. Some people.
Yeah, it's never
some people,
boring.
I don't know. For some reason, they just say, "I got nothing to do at home. I just watch Netflix or whatever." And I'm like, "How is that possible?" I always want to learn new stuff. I'm always busy picking up new hobbies.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I think it's important in life to improve whatever you're doing. It depends on what you want to do, of course.
There's a lot of discussion on that.
That's a whole big
So
topic on its own.
next
actually.
topic: learning, discovery.
No, when you come back to Japan, right? Your adventures.
It's true. It's true.
Well, maybe for another time, yeah.
I'm comfortable
Talking
here.
more in depth about it.
I'm comfortable here. I can talk here all day, probably.
Yeah.
You got a lot of topics.
I don't know if everyone wants to hear all that stuff, but this is a start, the first episode with a guest. So yeah, man.
It's true.
I guess we're gonna wrap it up here.
We're gonna wrap it up.
Any last words or things you want to say? Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for Japan, and I hope that people that are watching my videos and watching my Instagram are also excited, because, like they probably know, I take a lot of pictures. I might have to post more of them.
Yeah.
Not take like half an hour before taking one.
Yeah, definitely check out Fadewatcher's content, and especially if you enjoy Pokemon or Pokemon Go, that's the man to go. Yes, ninjas.
Combining that cinematography with Pokemon Go, I think that's my calling for now. And yes, this week's video will be about Moltres Day.
Okay.
Which just aired. Let's just say. Well, they're actually returning, but there's something else to talk about.
I haven't checked it out.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I have to split up the video a bit. So part 1 will be the Moltres Day and the raid train that we did in the city, and the second part will be about World Port Day. It's probably a really small one. I think like 5 or 7 minutes, but I want to target. I want to target one episode each week. So I'm really short on time at the moment, so I'm going with that, and that's fine by me.
Well, still new content.
It's still new content.
Yeah.
And if you like slow motion and big boats, you're on the
Yeah,
right
man. track. I saw some stuff, so it looked good.
It's cool, man. Yeah.
Your new experiment.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah,
Really
man.
Got that buttery smooth 120 frames.
Alrighty then. Hey, thanks for joining Fate.
Yeah, man.
Enjoy Japan.
It's gonna be good.
NINJABOX.
Yes.
Yes, enjoy your stay there, and looking forward to your adventures on the next one.
So next time I'll be back and we'll talk some more.
Yes. Thank you for joining Fate, and yeah, don't forget to check out his channel. I will leave all the links in the description for his socials and everything. And don't forget to comment your comments in the comments below for the next episode of Thorsday at Ninjakees. Yes.
That's it. that's it. So I'll be fading out now.
Alright ninjas, thank you very much for watching once again. This was the episode of Thorsday at Ninjakees. Don't forget to leave your comments down below for the next episode. Yes, I hope you enjoyed the talk with Fate, and don't forget to check out his content. Thank you very much for watching once again ninjas. NINJABOX, Ishhhh, and see you guys the next time. Case out!